Rebecca.
So, did you ask him?
Ask me what?
Gwen, did you ask Ethan yet?
Rebecca, ask me what?
So, Mother, you're kind of going about this all wrong?
What? Why don't you ever knock?
Knock? Oh, please. Besides, there's not a moment to waste here. We have to talk about this before it's too late.
About what?
Gwen, ask him.
Ask me what? What is it now? What are you and your mother up to that I don't know about? What's going on? What is Rebecca talking about?
Well, first let me say that I don't exactly think this is the right time to talk about this. But my mother is right and we do need to talk.
About what?
Well, about little Ethan. I think we should send him to boarding school.
No. Absolutely not. I will never agree to send little Ethan away to boarding school. He belongs here with his extended family, and by God, that is where he's going to stay.
And I told my mother that you would react this way.
And what? As usual, she didn't listen?
Look, I definitely respect your position on this, but I do want you to at least hear me out on why I think it's a good idea for little Ethan to go to boarding school.
Don't waste your breath. I'm not sending him away to boarding school. That's the end of the story. Look, Gwen, you might as well change the subject because there's no way I'm going to agree to send little Ethan to boarding school.
Well, Gwen and I were afraid you'd feel that way, so, we did a little research.
Yeah, and, I mean, the research proves that it really is best for little Ethan to go to boarding school.
I'm sure you could find research that would suggest that him staying here in Harmony is the best thing for him.
Well, yeah, anybody can skew results to fit their own agenda.
See, exactly, Rebecca. Which begs the question, why are you and Gwen so intent on sending little Ethan away to boarding school? I mean, why would I adopt him just to pack him up and send him to Salisbury or Lawrenceville?
Because you love him. You want what's best for him.
Gwen, enough of this.
Okay, well, let's say you don't believe us. Would you believe a, child-rearing expert?
Who?
Doctor, would you please come in?
Well, Ethan, this is Dr. Spears. He's one of the foremost authorities on child rearing.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Winthrop.
Nice to meet you too, Dr. Spears, but I think that Gwen and her mother have wasted your time bringing you here. There is no way I'm going to send little Ethan away to boarding school.
With all due respect, Mr. Winthrop, if you love little Ethan, you've no choice but to send him away.
Excuse me?
Was I not speaking clearly? If you love little Ethan, you will send him away to boarding school.
Ethan, look, I know that you love little Ethan, so at least just listen to what Dr. Spears has to say.
Okay. But look, fair warning, my mind is made up here. Look, little Ethan's mother just died. And his biological father has never had any interest in him. That is why I'm adopting him, to give him a stable, loving home, not to pack him off and send him to boarding school.
Your reasoning is sound,
Thank you.
but flawed. Studies show that boys that have gone through what little Ethan has need to feel that they can depend on themselves. Sending the boy away to boarding school would allow him to develop confidence and emotional strength, things that would serve him well the rest of his life. On the other hand, selfishly keeping him here with you will undermine little Ethan's emotional development. He'll always be dependent on others, never independent. Coddling him, as you seem determined to do, could also lead to behavioral problems.
Ethan, Dr. Spears is an expert.
And he feels that little Ethan should go to boarding school.
So, how do you feel now? Do you still think that little Ethan should stay here in Harmony?
These are copies of studies that I hope will help you make an informed decision on where little Ethan should be educated. Here in Harmony or away at boarding school. Now remember, you want to do what's best for the boy, not what's easiest for you.
Thank you, Dr. Spears.
Well, why don't I see you out?
All right, I have to admit that some of what Dr. Spears said made sense. Maybe we should send little Ethan to boarding school.
Oh, Mother, I think we may have won this one.
So, thank you, Doctor. Your expertise is always appreciated.
Oh, Bex, you know I'd do anything for you. And I do mean anything.
Well, and speaking of your expertise, you always were good in the sack.
I still am.
Oh? Prove it. Oh, well, let's go. I can't wait to open up to you in a special, private, one-on-one therapy session.
I am just the man to probe your inner self.
Oh, now let me be the judge of that. After, 5 or 6 times.
I can't wait. Do you think Ethan bought my act in there?
Oh, honey, trust me. He will never know that you are a mailman and not a shrink.
Thanks, Bex. Now about that special thing I asked you for.
Oh, don't you worry, honey. It's waiting for you.
I can't wait. You'll take pictures, right?
Of course. Special memories deserve them.